Very pleased to have on the line with us Matt LeBreton. He is the Vice President of Public Affairs with New Balance, the shoe manufacturer. NewBalance.com, of course, their website. You can tweet him at Matt LeBreton, MattLebretton, or at New Balance. Matt, welcome to the program.
Thank you, Tom. Thanks so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Glad to have you with us. The story here of New Balance, you're basically the last sneaker manufacturer, or whatever you call the shoes, athletic shoes, or you fill in the word.
Either one's fine.
Yeah, okay. In the United States, and you got scammed by the administration on TPP or something? Tell us the story.
Well, let me walk you just back briefly. For 70 years, our country, whenever we went into any type of free trade negotiation or trade negotiation, athletic footwear tariff lines were treated sensitively, so always given special treatment. When it came to TPP, Vietnam is a key player in TPP. Vietnam is the fastest-growing footwear producer in the world, and it's second only to China in total outputs. So we went to the administration and said, look, historical precedent's on our side. This has been happening for 70 years. We need you to help us protect these tariff lines because Vietnam's already cleaning our clock here. The administration didn't really listen to us on that piece. Came back and broke this historical precedent. And when we sat and met with them, we told them that wasn't palatable to us. And the administration basically said, take it or leave it. And we were prepared to leave it. They came back and said, well, why don't we know that selling athletic footwear to the military is important to you. There's a law in the books that says they should be. They're not. Why don't we try to set you up with a meeting with the Secretary of Defense? We'll make sure they know how important this is to you, and we'll get you a fair shake and a fair hearing so you can compete for this business. So we were left with a choice that said either we walk away from a deal and potentially have all tariffs go away on day one and croak our domestic manufacturing, or take something that we didn't really like in TPP, but have an opportunity to strengthen those factories by selling shoes to the military. We took that second choice, and unfortunately the administration stopped returning our calls and basically played us for a fool, frankly. And we got to the point where, we think TPP is not the right thing for us. And as part of that deal, we were told we had to be neutral or stay silent on the issue, or the deal would be revoked. So it took us a long time to come out. It's tough for a private company to come out and criticize the president and criticize folks in his administration, but we're really left with no choice to really speak our minds and tell this story.
Yeah, this is remarkable. Wow. Where do you go from here? What do you do with this? I mean, it looks like your business model, manufacturing in the United States. I mean, just so people know, in 1791, Alexander Hamilton presented at George Washington's request, he was a Treasury Secretary, his report on manufacturers, which proposed a tariff on imported goods in order to protect domestic manufacturers. That tariff was set by 1793 at around 30%. It stayed within this range of 25 to 35% from 1793 up until the 1980s, up until the Reagan administration, and then collapsed dramatically in the 1990s under NAFTA and the WTO. And it kept manufacturing in the United States. It built this great industrial empire. China, Japan, Taiwan, Germany, virtually all of our trading partners, they no longer have what they call tariffs, but they use VAT taxes as if they were tariffs. The effective tariff with Germany right now is 35%. With China, it's around 31%. I mean, how can you continue manufacturing in the United States as long as we have these insane trade policies?
Well, what we have to do and what we've done, when everybody else left these shores 20, 25 years ago, we said that we're going to keep our factories open. We've actually expanded. We have more people making shoes in these factories today than we ever have before in our company's history. We have almost 1,500 people plus the supply chain that supports, but we have to innovate. And as a company, we made a decision that said, hey, we'll make less money per shoe. That's the bottom line. We can't compete at that same profit level. It's scary, Tom. When we look going forward, if these policies are going to persist, it's a scary day for what we have to do. And we're on a growth trajectory in terms of our domestic. We exported 1 million pairs of shoes here, made in the USA, sold in China.
That's great.
That's a big story, and that might go away. So, we have to rely on our people. We have to rely on our innovation. It's really difficult, and it's sad, frankly, when our government willing to trade away something like this to an industry to a country that's already winning.
I'm with you, Matt. We just have a minute left. The Buy America Act was passed in 1935 during the Roosevelt administration, and it said that the federal government, whenever it buys anything, has to buy it from an American manufacturer unless the administration issues a waiver. During the Reagan era, those waivers became so common that it was, effectively they just basically went away. Every administration since then has just routinely issued these waivers so that the federal government, when it buys things, which represents 16% to 18% of our total economy, when it buys things, they don't have to buy American. Have you thought about taking that fight up and saying, let's pay attention to the Buy America Act? It's still the law.
We are. Congresswoman Nikki Tsongas from Lowell, Massachusetts, introduced a bill last week to fight that very thing. We've been working with Elizabeth Warren's office and Ed Markey's office to do the same thing in the Senate. It's frankly disgraceful. Our military should be wearing goods from head to toe, made in the USA, and training with the same.
Yeah, absolutely agree. I find it so ironic that, for example, our Border Patrol down south, which everybody's so hysterical about, are wearing uniforms made in Mexico. Matt LeBreton, Vice President of Public Affairs at New Balance, newbalance.com. Great shoe manufacturer. Support them. Matt, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you so much, Tom.
Good talking with you. To watch more clips from our programs, hit the Watch More Videos button over here. And please be sure to hit the handy-dandy subscribe button so you'll always be up to date. Tag, you're it.